report as I speak. There's a report that says that about 40% of jobs globally will be lost as a result of AI. So this very morning here on Love 99.5, we want to talk about artificial intelligence. What is it all about? What do we need to know about it? And as you listen to us, we'd like you to also ask questions about AI. Is there anything you've heard about AI that is of concern to you, that is of bother to you? Is there anything that you'd like to know about AI? Feel free and ask questions about it. Aside from that, what do you make of AI, generally? Is this something you think you endorse or something you have issues with? Our WhatsApp number is 05511119995. That's our WhatsApp number. It is 05511119995. And as I speak, we are live on Facebook on Love 99.5 FM. In a bit, I'll be introducing to you the expert who will be speaking to us about, AI and all that we need to know about it. Meanwhile, Charlie, people are winning big on 590 mobile just by dialing, and take a listen to this. They just dial star 959 hash. They select the game of the day, be it Monday special all the way to Sunday Asida, and they are good to go. But it be like say, boys don't know the rundown. Make us tell you. Listen, since you play via Momo, your winnings are also paid via Momo. Same day, and this kind of excitement, they make boys talk too much. Now, see, make I tell you something. That's your girlfriend you won't tell, say you win 590 mobile. Just imagine all the type of hair, clothes, and bags she go buy just to sweep your accounts clean. Imagine also if your mother gets to know about it, she will give half of your earnings to the church harvest, and not to even speak of your boys. All the booze for town, you go pay for them. Well, take a laugh. But Charlie, you for no say money changes people, so keep your winnings on the hash. Always remember to stake responsibly. It's not for persons below the age of 18. 590 mobile. Listen, a down sem. Now, with that out of the way, I'm sure that after the Christmas festivities, you are low on cash. You want some money to do so many other things. Listen, if you need some quick funds to solve your urgent financial needs, look no further, because CBG is offering you the opportunity to bridge your income gaps with no hassle. Access up to 400,000 Ghana cedis. Did you catch that? You can access up to 400,000 Ghana cedis and make payments for your rent, your school fees, your hospital bills, your vehicle maintenance expenses, among others, with their loan offerings. Now, visit any of their 114 branches nationwide to sign on to their personal salary loan, salary advance, that is a payday loan, personal overdrafts and controller loan. Plus, you also get to enjoy competitive rates and flexible terms of repayment. Now, for further enquiries, contact them by calling 0302 216 000. I'll take the number again for you. It is 0302 216 000. Send them a mail to talk to us at cbg.com.gh, or you can also choose to visit their social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and X, that is formerly Twitter. Terms and conditions apply. CBG, as always, we stand with you. Let's talk about how to store water, shall we? And at this point in time, listen, what is your preferred color of tank? Well, for your information, Syntex has it. What guarantee are you looking for? Again, I can assure you that Syntex has it. When it comes to the kind of inner layer you're looking for or you want, whether it is double, triple, quadruple, for your information, as many inner layers as you want, Syntex has that one too. So remember, no matter your water needs, Syntex has it. Syntex tank, a strong, a tough. They have over 300 agents nationwide, and to order a tank, all you need to do is to call 0244 335 168. Visit Syntex on social media at Syntex Ghana, or you can even decide to shop online on www.syntexgh.com. Syntex tank, listen, a strong, a tough. All right, so let me share one more important information with you before I introduce my guest for us to begin our conversation. Now, Royal Foam wishes all their customers a happy and a prosperous new year. Now, this festive season, they've got some exciting news for you, especially if you are in the market for a good night's sleep. That's right, Royal Foam is offering an exclusive deal just for you, their valued customers. So buy from their newly opened factory showroom and receive a fantastic 10% discount. But hold on, it gets even better, because instead of giving you that 10% discount in cash, Royal Foam Mattresses has something special in store for you. What it is that you will receive a voucher for 10% discount on any other product of your choice at their newly opened ultra-modern showroom. So picture this, you save on your dream mattress, and then you get to choose from an array of high quality products like sofa, bed sheets, beds, curtains and carpets at their showroom, all at an additional 10% off. It's like a double treat for you and your home. And let's not forget the outstanding quality of Royal Foam mattress. They are known to providing the ultimate comfort and support for a restful night's sleep. So not only will you be investing in a great night's sleep, but you will also be able to pick up something special for your home with the exclusive voucher. Now, to take advantage of this amazing offer, head over to their showroom. You can find their showroom at the factory premises at Asakore Mampong. It's near CCC. You can call them on 020-227-1000. But remember, this offer is for a limited time only, so don't miss out. Treat yourself to the sleep you deserve and a little something extra for your home. Royal Foam mattress, rest indeed is assured. Now, let me introduce to you my guest who is joining us for this conversation on artificial intelligence. His name is Richard Osei-Anim. Now, Richard Osei-Anim is a seasoned professional with a rich experience in working for renowned companies in London and in diverse industries across Africa. Now, as the managing partner of the Hatchery and Coral Reef Innovation Group, he is spearheading the integration of AI and technology in education through Africa, making a significant impact on digital inclusion. Now, enthusiastic about driving change, Richard recently participated in a remarkable 10,000-kilometer drive from Accra to London to raise awareness about the digital literacy gap in Ghana and Africa. Richard has to his credit an MBA from Durham University Business School and serves in various director roles. Now, his insights and expertise will surely provide valuable guidance. Richard, good morning to you, and thanks very much for your time with us.
Good morning.
Trust all is well with you?
I'm well. I'm literally 600 meters away.
I hear you. So it means that in no time, Richard will be with us in the studios of Love 99.5. But Richard, before we delve into our conversation to talk about AI and digital literacy and all, tell us about this trip that you embarked on, this 10,000-kilometer drive from Accra to London. How smooth or tiring or risky or dangerous was the trip? And would you say that you were able to achieve that, ambition of informing people about the digital literacy in Ghana and Africa?
Okay. So good morning to you and good morning to your listeners. Thank you for this opportunity. The 10,000-kilometer drive was one of those, should I say, misadventures that we came across after a good night with boys. Prior to that, we had been traveling around Ghana, around COVID. We couldn't fly out, so we drove around Ghana about 10 times. And the next logical conclusion was to drive out of the country. There were about 12 or 13 of us. Some ended up in Europe. I got to Morocco and had to leave and head to South Africa for work. That was an exciting venture. We started off from Accra via Sunyani to Ivory Coast, Mali, Senegal, Mauritania, Western Sahara, and then Morocco. Our challenges really was at the Mauritania ports, where we were detained because two of our cars had tinted windows in the front windows, and it was considered an offense, a traffic offense. Imagine a policeman arresting you on a Friday afternoon. We're detained for about 6-7 hours. So that was really the dark patch in the whole expedition. But it was fun. I mean, traveling with people, guys that we've known for several years, we worked with. And for us, highlighting the digital literacy gap, it was an opportunity for us to launch a digital catalyst fund that we're aiming to raise about $1 million to bridge the digital poverty divide. So that's it about it, the trip and the impact we're looking to make in different areas. I mean, I'm coming through Kumasi to Seshi, Rioso, a community, a local, to launch a lab tomorrow. So yeah, we're making impact one lab at a time across Africa.
So how would you describe your experience? I mean, especially when you were trying to inform people about digital literacy when you embarked on that trip, you said you left off at Morocco, went to South Africa to work and all that. How do you say the impact was, that trip and the impact? How would you describe it?
I think for us, I mean, as a business, we became sort of household names, and there was a connection. There was a positive connection to the work that we are doing. As a result of that, we've opened up doors with different companies. So we work with CSR budgets of companies. We got introduced to high net worth individuals. We're working with alumni of companies. Alumni of various schools. Rotary, Lions, Zonta. We're also working with churches and so on. So the relatability using the trip as a point of reference has helped us in marketing our work. Hello?
Yes, Richard, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Go ahead, we're listening.
Yes, so I was talking about the fact that it's a relatability advantage for us with all the work that we've done. It's sort of helped bring us to the media and also the public.
All right, so let's delve into our main conversation this morning, and it has to do with artificial intelligence. Now, Richard, for the benefit of those who may not know what AI or artificial intelligence is all about, take a minute to break it down for us. When we talk about AI, what is it exactly?
Okay, so AI has been around since the 50s. I mean, it was originally invented by a professor out of MIT. I mean, for lots of everyday items, your phones, your gadgets, Siri in iPhones and so on, they're all AI. Your watch telling you to walk 10 kilometers more and so on has always been embedded in different features. And some cars, you will find AI in there. What the AI tool does is really to empower humans to increase the skill at which they work. So if you are deploying all sorts of operations, I'd say, let's say you have a machine that is producing, or humans that are producing equipment or some kind of products at a certain rate, maybe 100 pieces a day. Introduction of AI, IoT, any of these, it should be actually doubles or sometimes triples the speed at which you are deploying these things. In the last few months, let's say about 18 months ago, AI burst into the scene in a major way when ChatGPT was introduced. And essentially, it was even the chatbot that was introduced to the market. It became readily available. And suddenly, people can use it to generate essays. It can generate emails. The amount of data that AI is feeding off that has been accumulated in the last year or so outstrips the quantity of data that we've had access to over the last 10 or 20 years. So that really is the description of AI. I'm actually entering your office now.
All right, so whilst you enter office, we'll hold on here, and then Leo will give us some messages, and then he would walk into the studio so we continue our conversation. But listen, whether you like it or not, AI is with us. AI has come to stay. AI is doing a lot of positives, although some people are entertaining a bit of fears, a bit of negatives in there. For example, I've been telling you this morning that according to a research, some report that is available, 40% of the global job will be lost as a result of AI. but he will walk into the studios shortly and we'll continue our conversation. But listen, if you have any question about AI, something you want clarity on, something you want more information on, Richard is the main guy who will give you that information. Aside from that, what do you make of AI? Is it something you are in love with? Are you already using it? How is it, improving or benefiting your life? Join us on our WhatsApp number on 05511119995 and share your thoughts with us. We are already live on Facebook on Love 99.5. Let's hear your thoughts on it as well. You can also decide to hold on and call us when we activate the phone lines so you can speak to us. So Richard walks into the studios majestically. So good to have you, sir, in the studios.
Thank you very much.
Your trip, I hope, was smooth and okay.
Well, the driver didn't turn up on time, so we were looking to leave at 3, and he came a bit late. So he put his best foot down first.
If there was an AI involved, the 3 o'clock would have been 3 o'clock, and the trip would have been easy.
That would have been an electric vehicle that my watch will wake me up with a bit of a nudge, and I'll jump into the car, and a driverless car will get me to Kumasi.
So let's continue from where we left off after you have told us what AI is all about, which of course we appreciate. But my next question is this: I mean, it's very obvious that AI is changing the world in diverse ways.
Yes.
But looking at Ghana, would you say that we've come to the realization what AI is all about, the impact it's making in the world? Have we embraced it well enough?
Okay, so let me start at this point. There's this tension between automation and innovation. Automation is changing every industry at a much faster pace than we ever imagined. Innovation is replacing jobs, but different types of jobs, which means you need different types of skills. Now the question is whether our curriculum across the continent is fit for purpose for the kind of paradigm that we're moving in as far as AI is concerned. And that is a big question. I travel across the continent. Nearly every month I'm on the road, maybe 2-3 weeks a month, and I'm engaging different spaces and so on. So I use this analogy or this experiment that was conducted many years ago. They call the toad in a water experiment. If you put a toad in a boiling water, it will jump out. But if you leave the toad in cold water, light the burner under it, it will boil to death. And in some instances, most of Africa, we are in that kind of environment as far as that's going. When it comes to AI, now not just AI, but machine learning, IoT, cybersecurity, the whole fourth industrial revolution is at a pace in other parts of the world that there's a lot of catching up to do. There's also this thing about even the pace we're seeing now, AI is still at the base of the mountain. It's at amoeba stage. It's not.
Are you talking about globally or are you talking about Africa?
Even globally. Even what we see as, nearly every morning I wake up, my feed is filled with all sorts of things. People raising money, people doing this. And the pace at which it's going, even at that pace, and we haven't even started. There's this argument that if you look at the mobile phone, maybe in the year 2000, late 90s, 2000, when the mobile phone became a thing, if you're looking for a SIM card, you have to queue around the block. Okay, in 24 years, see the impact of mobile telephony on our whole economy: fintech, health tech, agri-tech, climate tech. Okay, so in some ways, there are elements of where there's certain angles that we could leapfrog when it comes to these types of technology.
What would it take for us to have that leapfrog that you talk about instead of being in that toad situation?
One of the basic elements is access to technology or the devices. If you're going to a court right now, a courtroom right now, as the lawyers and judges are speaking, there's somebody taking a stenographer or a typist taking notes and so on. Now that process could be easily be replaced by a text to speech to text AI. But the challenge for us in Ghana and most of Africa is that our accents don't align with what has already been programmed.
Isn't that why we need to have models and all that?
Absolutely. That's why a lot of our language, our natural language models need to be built so that because of our accent, okay, somebody with a thick what do you call that? Somebody struggles with their R&L. Somebody struggles with
the H and stuff.
Yes. Well, this joke in school when our maths teacher asked somebody to go and heat his kinky, but the guy had eat, and the man was upset. God rest his soul. It was like, I told you to eat the kinky, not eat the kinky. But the guy, he says you can eat my rice, but not my kinky. But anyway. So this whole thing about what we are doing as Coral Reef as a business is supporting schools, foundations, youth, and prepare them for the world of work.
Okay.
It's bottom line. That's what we are doing for the future of work. Because the future, by 2030, a lot of the things that you had studied now will be out of date.
So, if you don't mind, let me cut in here. We'll talk about the 2030 story. But
2035, even they said, but Africa will be home to 1 billion population. But this thing about population in its raw form doesn't equate talent.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got to curate it. You've got to develop it. So our mission is really to curate globally employable talent.
We'll do that. We'll talk about it 2030, 2035. But we'll talk about what your vision is and all. But let's talk about the fact that we don't have the right models. And of course, you talked about the accent that we have.
Yeah.
That does not conform to what has been put out for us.
Absolutely.
Do we have the right people in place in Ghana, in Africa, who can put in the right models for us to be able to apply, to use, to also feed into this AI that we have currently?
Yeah, there are some sharp people around. I mean, pockets of excellence. Not too many of them, but we still have the raw material to develop. In public school now, according to GES data, there are about 7 million students in public school, 2 million in private school. So that sector of education of 9 million people. 9 million people. If let's talk about a market for devices, for instance, even a tablet or a laptop, say $100 you landed, that's a $900 million addressable market. Okay. The barrier to entry is always the device. If we don't resolve the issues about device, you always have a problem. And that is where, for me, a kid based in a farm in Nkoranza should be able to have access to the same devices that a kid based in Accra, going to GIS and so on. That is how you get to level.
How possible is that?
Well, government has started some initiatives. There are some STEM initiatives that government is involved in. We are involved in a project that is deploying 45,000 devices, 700 schools, training 1,500 teachers, hopefully by June. That will impact 1 million kids. But issue about sustainability. Okay, these are devices, these are kids. They'll drop it, they'll break it. How do you move beyond? So that said, you walk around several African countries. It's not just Ghana, and you go and see a lovely computer lab draped in white cloth. Why? Because the teachers weren't trained, and they could. So apart from the devices, the human capital to deploy the learning is extremely important. But if we have to be intentional about this. If there is a policy, a political will to drive this, we could easily become Singapore.
Are you satisfied with that? Are you satisfied with our commitment in terms of the policy and what we're rolling out? Because you're talking about the sustainability. Yes, indeed. We have people in rural areas who have never seen a computer before.
Absolutely.
I mean, you'd have teachers who take up a stone and use it as a mouse and help the children understand how computer works and all that. Here we are in some parts of the country where kids have not seen tablets before. Now we're talking about AI and how it can help in education, and so let's take it to them. How sustainable is it? Are you satisfied with our approach to it?
I've told you about the numbers, the size of the market.
That 7 and 2.
If we are doing 700 schools, these are primary and junior high schools. That's a fraction of 7 million. This is government schools, about 20-something thousand, public schools, and you're doing 700. So this is where, for us, government cannot do it alone. This is where you need CSR budgets of companies. You need high net worth individuals. You need the Rotaries, the Lions, the Zontas, alumni of schools.
Have they been roped in? Have they been informed about what the drive and the vision is?
This is not something that, maybe something that we could partner and do, because, I mean, when you look at the extent at which the reach is, we're limited in terms of, this has to be something that is driven from government. NGOs can only do so much, and it's really a national drive. I mean, the current education minister has launched some STEM schools. There are some smart labs that are also being deployed, but it's still a drop in the ocean. The kind of speed and growth that you want from this. And the impact is phenomenal. It's impacting agric. I mean, intelligent drones. They can even scan a whole field to tell you which insects are, what do you call it, what kind of pesticides you need to I mean, just from imaging. Your health. I mean, it can scan your body right now and tell you all sorts of diseases that are yet to come. A cocktail of drugs can be deployed to you and hopefully fix some of these. And so the applications are endless. I mean, we could go on and on. For me, my interest is in how many of our youth, how many of our schools can we get at least just a few steps up the mountain.
Do you have a target in mind that you're working with?
This year, we are working with we're looking to hit about 500 schools. That's our target for this year. Subject to, yes, we want to make impact, but we're also a business, cash in the hand, back in the ground. I mean, we make no apologies about that. So if we get the funding, for those that are not able to afford, we actually partner with them to raise funding to be able to deploy these
What about
solutions.
training the people, like the teachers, whose responsibility and role it would be to also help these young ones?
Ideally, if everything was sort of ideally, as soon as a teacher is entering a training college, the teacher gets a device loaded with all these technology, and then you run them through. So by the time they graduate, you are getting fit for purpose human capital to address these sort of gaps. But that's not the case. And I mean, conversations are going on about how we can help. Our partner for this is Intel, and one of the good things about Intel, even if they won't give you cash, they will give you lots of material, they give you training and so on. So we're training master coaches across the country. This year, we're looking at 4 projects that we will take to the Intel Global Impact Festival. And this is a festival where every year, students from across the world converge and deploy, show projects that they've used AI to create. And so the intention is to give them the tools to solve problems.
When you say give them, are you talking about the teachers or you're talking about the students?
No, students.
All right.
Students. So give the students tools to solve local problems using AI tools, algorithms, and so on. Areas around agric, climate, weather. I mean, I can share some videos of but interestingly, across the world, the only African country that's been able to go to the Global Impact Festival has been South Africa. Out of 50, how many countries in Africa? So Ghana is looking to plant a stake there this year. Let me talk briefly about the potential. I mean, there was a girls' school in Mamfi that went and won the World Robotics Competition twice.
Which years?
I'd have to remember, but they did it. They've done it twice, which confirms for me, if you can give any kid anywhere access, equity, inclusion, support, they can compete with anybody anywhere globally. So for us, our driving words are access, equity, and inclusion. On a farm in Nkranza, kids of farm hands, we deployed this 2 years ago. Within 6 months, these kids are assembling robots. On a farm. Kids.
All right, so if you don't mind, share videos with
I'll share,
my production team. Let's send it to so if you can do it right now, so we can share it on Facebook right now.
All right.
So just send it to Joel or Eugene especially.
Eugene,
and let's do this together, because we're talking about AI and the positives and the benefits and the changes it's bringing to the whole world. It's making our lives better. Yes, I know some people have their own reservations, they have their own concerns. We'll talk about those reservations and concerns, in a bit, because even when it comes to the use of AI in education and all, there are people who are saying, for example, that listen, if kids are not taking, the students will use it to do their assignments, use it to do examinations, and that's not going to.
That is real.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
But is it McGee's? That's Manfred Girls Methodist Girls Senior High School. That was in 2021, and so 2021. That's when they won. This honors thing for Ghana, and of course they've made us proud. And the
good thing is that MTN is actually building. They kind of sort to build a STEM center, $250,000
Wow.
on the campus.
Okay.
And I don't know if it will serve
Wow.
It will serve the Ekwapim sort of area. Yeah.
So. Yes, you've talked about, the benefits of AI when it comes to farming or agri for that matter. You talked about it in health. I'll be taking a few other things later. Maybe we'll get out of the school bit because that's where your focus is right now.
Absolutely.
But we happen to be in an election year. How can we even use AI either for a good or for a wrong? We'll talk about all that. Okay. But a bit of education on this, where there are concerns that students might use or may use, be tempted to use AI to do their assignments. So it will rather not help them be thinking because the AI will do the job for them. Their WASI exams and all that. How do we summon that?
That is real. It's not, and you consider it as a double-edged sword. The positive of fire and the destructive nature of fire. Same with water and so on. So any technology, if there are no guidelines, there are no regulation, there are no ethical dimensions to regulate it, people will use it for whatever. And I saw WASI withhold some results because, but I mean, I use ChatGPT. I get a proposal from a client. I will use ChatGPT to structure it and then add my own sort of angles to it. So it's a useful tool. It scales things up in a really fast format, but there are issues about plagiarism and so on.
Impersonation, for example. Impersonation is another big one there.
I saw something on Prince Charles yesterday talking about something which is out of character. I mean, people will use it. There's the comedic effect, there is the entertainment effect, and so on. But there are also dangerous aspects of it, where current, let's say these politicians are vying for parliamentary, what you call it, and so on, and somebody uses their image and then pushes out a certain conversation, a policy that is antithetical. I mean, it's directly opposite to what he stands for and so on. But by the time you recall it, the speed at which these things go, it's gone.
And that's what they call that identity theft, huh?
Absolutely.
So with these identity fake. Deepfake is also there. The deepfake is there. The identity theft is also there. How do we go around these things? I mean, to prevent students from using it to cheat in exams or doing their assignments, to ensure that it's an election year. Somebody does not use it to come call elections, fronting to be Jane Mensah. How do we surmount all that? The one about the students is that I think assessments need to change. How we assess needs to change. If you're going to give them assessments that doesn't make them analyze and be creative and so on, exercising the creative aspects of it, and it's just something for them to just regurgitate and just chew and whatever. The AI chews it and pause it for them. Then you may have to bring the exams in a certain format that allows them to. There's something we used to have in school called open book. But even open book, if you're dumb, you will fail. I mean, we had so many of that. So even with the AI, some people were not creative enough to say that, okay, this thing is giving me a structure, let me input whatever. The horses have bolted the stables as far as the technology is concerned. It's bolted the stable. I mean, last month or 2 months ago, there was a whole conference in the UK. Sunak called all these guys, Musk and all these leading guys, to talk about how they regulate it and so on. I've seen a paper that's been handed in Parliament in Ghana looking at regulating it and so on. But the horses have bolted.
How do we use it in a positive light, and what sort of guardrails can you put around to? I don't ever think there won't be people that will use it in a negative sense. It's just impossible. But then
it's just human, doesn't it?
Yeah.
From the look of things, and based on what I've also noticed so far, the good outweighs the bad.
Absolutely.
The good outweighs the bad. But so let's get back to track. I mean, even before we get back on track, there are concerns about job losses. And like I was saying, the IMF, for example, says 40% job losses globally as a result of AI. Joy will be discussing that in detail in a bit. But what's your own thoughts of it?
The World Economic Forum actually has a certain table, and on the left they're talking about emerging jobs, and they're talking about jobs that are going to disappear. So any routine task that an algorithm can replace is being replaced. I've actually seen an AI studio. So you guys, your your days are numbered. AI journalist. I mean, to script. If you're observing on a TV, there's no difference. Their eyes look a bit whatever. They lack soul. But apart from that, any news near So any routine task that an algorithm can replace is being replaced. So accountants, auditors, bookkeepers. Or there's actually an AI bot, an AI lawyer, went to New York bar, and it was disbarred because they hadn't passed the New York bar. The American medical exams was passed by a bot, I think in 4 hours or something. Okay, so it's something that the opportunity for us is these jobs that are being lost. How do you retrain people? How do you reposition them? How do you restructure them, and so on? Your competition is not necessarily with the AI. Your competition is somebody who can use the AI better than you. That is the key. And there are lots and lots and lots of free courses online. Free. You can spend, if you start going through, and this is being offered by MIT, Harvard. Some top Ivy League schools are offering free courses. People just don't want to read. Okay. And if you can immerse yourself in some of these things and acquire some of them, it will help. And it positions you to be competitive in the job market.
I think what we need to do is have another opportunity, to engage with you and look at how we can, make use of these things. Okay. But Leo,
earlier you mentioned the fourth industrial revolution.
Yes.
And so far we've been through about 4 industrial revolutions across the world, none of which Africa was part of. We didn't champion any of them.
Yes.
Even through that period, there was never a time where, even in the middle, like Africa came up and say, okay, at this aspect we are leading. So with all this, isn't it going to be the same, position where we are consuming rather than?
I think this gives us an opportunity. It's always an opportunity. If you can acquire the skills to be competitive. If somebody with a heavy Dagbani accent, for instance, or a heavy Akan accent, communicating with us and is not picking it up, the opportunity lies for our local developers to use our own data to create our own algorithms. There's a guy who's actively driving a business around AI in health, Akogo, which recently got some money from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It's local. Okay, so we just need to proliferate a lot of that. Electric vehicles coming up. How can we participate in that? We've been excited about all sorts of plants opening here, forgetting that these guys are getting rid of their
junk, petrol vehicles and all that.
Absolutely. When we started talking about renewables and electric vehicles and so on and so forth. So there are opportunities in different segments.
Has policy direction been enough to push this?
It's still very early. As I said, I just saw a strategy paper, and they started talking about it. They had about 4 sessions last year and the year before. I've just seen a strategy paper that's going to be pushed in Ministry of Communications is pushing that agenda. But it's pace. It's everything with us starts and then but that's why we are starting the conversation from primary to junior high school, so that by the time they get to university or tech, vocational, tertiary, whatever, they will be. But for you to be able to program all these algorithms, you need a minimum of Python, for instance. If you haven't touched even Scratch or C++ or whatever, how do you, funny enough,
I don't know what that is.
That's programming languages. No, but the interesting thing about AI is also the impact it will have on coders, for instance. But as it sort of matures and so on, there probably will be no need for coders.
So time is really running fast. Let's delve back into what brings you to town and all that. You're saying that you have a vision, you have a plan where by 2030, 2035 things would be better and all that. Run us through that bit and tell us about this lab that you are commissioning and opening tomorrow.
Okay, so we are opening a lab in partnership with the Cocoa Farmers Union in Bia West. So the Bia West Union. Very visionary, very progressive. They are like, look, establish a lab here to support our kids in the community. So that's what we're here. We're here to do. I mean, we have for the digital literacy project that is being driven by the Ministry of Education and the GES. We are deploying 166 labs across the Ashanti region. I think we've done 60 already.
Left with about 106.
Run. Yeah. So. Yes, I mean, if you take out Accra, Ashanti region, Kumasi is the very important location, and we would like to do a bit more work here.
What would you say the reception has been like, especially for the students that you're doing these labs for? How are they receiving it?
I mean, there are naturally students that take to these things like a duck in water. So there are some that will just naturally jump, but there are others that are a bit reticent and so on. So in a school of about 3,500, let me use St. Peter's, my alma mater, as an example, we are setting up 6 labs over there. We've done 2 labs, 4 to go. When I was there, we were 700. Now it's about 3,500. So 2 labs per form. And they started. They are looking at their Python, and in fact, we'll see if we can get one project from there to the Intel Global Festival.
So you said you're building how many labs in Ashanti? Is it 166?
It's 166. Yes, that's for government. That's a government.
And we've built 60 so far.
About 60 so far.
So we're left with 106.
Yes.
Now, how much does it take, to build one lab?
Okay, you're looking at for a 20-seater, 25-seater, you're looking at anything around 20,000 US. Double that for a 50-seater. And this is a lab that comes with laptops for the teachers. If it's a 50-seater, you have 50 seats. Okay, we used to do tablets, but now because of the AI, we're migrating to laptops because the tablets don't compute as well. A projector or a Promethean board or a screen, depending on budgets. A content access point. And the content access point is like your large external hard drive. And that is what we use in rural areas, irrespective of whether it's the internet or not. It's a large external hard drive. You throw in all your data or digitized textbooks, everything. It creates a local area network. Anybody within a certain radius can tap into it and draw down whatever.
So to wrap up our conversation, looking at AI and the impact it's making, the world over.
Yeah.
You've mentioned education, you've mentioned health, you've mentioned agric. I pushed in the bit of governance and even the elections that are coming up and all that. What would you want to say to those in authority?
Okay, so I think I don't want to sound dramatic and say there's an existential threat or whatever, but it is in terms of jobs. Positioning, if you're going to get such mass layoffs by the introduction of this technology, then it's important to prepare your human resource or your human capital by training and support. I mean, if you deploy AI, our Intel suite of products, we have AI for Citizens, which is like a 4-hour free course. Anybody can dip into it in and out. Just to give you that AI for youth, which is what we are deploying in schools. AI for future workforce, which is for technical vocational schools, and then AI for SMEs and AI for emerging public leaders. So that all these things are there. policy must drive this, political will must drive this, because the impact on human capital, without a doubt, is going to be
Which year
severe.
are you looking at? I mean, the loss of jobs, all that. Which year are you looking at? 20 what? Or
In fact, in some jurisdictions, they are predicting what they are calling singularity, where the machine merges with the human by 2035. The only thing that will slow us down in Africa will be access to the devices and technology.
Richard, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Again, thank you very much for all the amazing things you're doing for the students out there. All I pray for is that we're able to, do much more and be able to meet our targets. I know it doesn't come cheap, and I'm happy that you mentioned some NGOs out there who you're asking to come support, so we can achieve this aim and this vision and of course this purpose, because the future is AI.
The future is here.
It's here, and whether we like it or not, listen, it's with us. What we need to rather do is tap into it and make very good use of it. So you have been listening to, and before I even do this, our time is fast spent. We have the crossover to join, but take a listen to this contribution.
Dave, thank you for your innovative programs every day. But let us be very practical. This AI thing is very important. But how people are promoting it in Africa, they are not helping us. It is like comparing two horses going to Accra. One is at Konongo and one is in Kumasi about to start. And you are saying that the one in Kumasi must jump to reach Konongo to catch up with the person. No. What we have to be doing is to putting in place ICT materials, labs and tutors and those things, so that when people become computer literate, over time they will be able to catch up. But to let the whole system turn up to be an AI environment, that shouldn't be the case. And when we do that, we are not helping ourselves. Let us also tackle basic fundamental problems that we are facing: food insecurity and all those things. Let's solve those issues. Then we put in place these ICT things.
Well, it's not about you; it's about the world and the pace and the speed at which the world is going.
I can point to one example. If nothing at all, I can demonstrate that we have deployed a system on a farm. Kids of farm hands, 100 kids on a farm hands. They had no access to this until we went in, and within 6 months they were coding and assembling robots. So it's really a function of your investment. And
Richard was saying him. Thank you very much. And he's a seasoned professional with a rich experience of working for renowned companies in London and in diverse industries across Africa. As the managing partner of the Hatchery and of course the Coral Reef Innovation Group, he is spearheading the integration of AI and technology in education throughout Africa, making a significant impact on digital inclusion. Sir, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
And let's do this in the near future.
Absolutely.
All right, so we've got some messages for you, and of course we're crossing over to join 99.7 for that conversation on AI that is threatening to take people's jobs. A report says 40% of jobs will be taken over by AI in the near future. Disturbing? Stay tuned for that conversation on the Super Morning Show.
My name is Kwesi Nimwantin, Regional Head for National Road Safety Authority, Ashanti Region. We are collaborating with Lab FM and Inshira FM to educate road users on the need to be very safe on the road and also to be very responsible. We don't want to experience any crashes or road accidents in Ashanti Region from 2023 and 2024 and beyond. So everybody should be a responsible road user. Kindly let's all obey road traffic rules and regulations to enhance our safety in the region. Thank you.
This road safety campaign is proudly brought to you by your superstation Love 99.5 FM in partnership with the National Road Safety Commission and DVLA.
And supported by
Daxo Dental Clinic provides comprehensive specialist dental services. Our services range from extraction, cleaning and polishing, filling, both temporal and permanent, replacement of missing teeth, both removable and fixed, or permanent replacement, treatment of bad breath, specialized braces to straighten the teeth, and a whole lot more. Locate us in the City Star building near Abude Fast Food or at Ahujo near La Petite Chemist in the same building with mybet.com. Our stadium branch operates even on Sundays from 12 noon to 4 p.m. Call 0261406060.
Elevate your business and driving experience with Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, your go-to destination for top-tier automobiles. We assemble our vehicles at the state-of-the-art Zonda Sinotrack Assembly Plant at at Tema and offer a diverse range of heavy and light-duty vehicles, including bulldozers, graders, payloader, wheel loaders, excavators, flat and low beds, semi-trailers, and agricultural machinery. Locate our headquarters in Tema, opposite TT Brothers. We also have branches in Kumasi at Adakujache on the Ajusu Kumasi Highway, Trede opposite Taiko Block Factory on the Trede Obuasi Road. For more information, give us a call on 0501 772 222.
Tired of searching for the exact change? With Tap and Hop, you can simply tap your way through your commute. Whether you're using a taxi or trotro, your transportation payment is just a tap away. No more worries about carrying cash or fighting with trotro mates and taxi drivers. With Tap and Hop, you only need the Tap and Hop card to pay for your transportation. Just top up the card using the Tap and Hop app from Play Store or App Store on our device installed in your trotro or taxi, and also tap off when you get to your destination. Tap and Hop Pty Holdings also help install tracking device in your car at a very affordable rate. This will help you track your car wherever it is. Locate Tap and Hop Pty Holdings at Amakom within the City Style Building. Call 0535 125 004. Tap and Hop. Innovative, inspire, transform.
www.revolvefoods.com is your best online shop to buy all the fresh, healthy produce you need to prepare your sumptuous meal at amazing price. At www.revolvefoods.com, we have fresh organic vegetables, seafood, natural spices, herbs, fruit, poultry, oil and nuts, tubers, grains, and so much more. So visit revolvefoods.com to buy all your fresh groceries and have them delivered to you wherever you are in Kumasi. Or you can pick them up at our shop on the D&D School Road, Kote Diako, near KNUST. Just enter www.revolfoods.com into your browser and voila, you've entered the best fresh grocery shop in Ghana.
Join the Sea Travel Consult as we take you on an unforgettable fun adventure from Kenya to Dubai. Experience the beauty of feeding the majestic giraffes and enjoy delicious lunch at the Carnival Restaurant in Nairobi. Also explore the largest enchanting miracle garden, the desert safari, delicious barbecue under the stars, and a dazzling cruise on the Marina, all in Dubai. Our tour package includes a UAE tourist visa, return ticket, luxurious 4-star hotel night stay, breakfast, dinner, and other exciting stuff.
Join the Sea Travels from 28th March to 4th April as we celebrate Easter in Dubai.
Locate the Sea Travel Consult at Ahonjo Atinga Junction, opposite La Petite Chemist in Kumasi. Call us on 0240-210-615.
Feel never taste, never spread. Top chocolate spread. Every day, it's our drink. Top Choco Instant Mix. It's 3-in-1 and tasty too. Made just for you and I. Top Choco, it's chocolate choco. It's chocolate choco. It's chocolate choco.
Enjoy Top Choco chocolate spread and 3-in-1 instant mixed chocolate drink anytime, any day. This advert is FDA approved.
Wow! Coffee, Pusilian Fair. Would you amount them have bright?
A interface plasterboard ceiling, and I'm there bomb them at Tijasano, and to where they are dancing for, and a more ceiling where you interface plasterboard ceiling, and I'm on farm them. The bomb them I have first one cocra. So the interface plasterboard ceiling, about them and madame Yafe, and a sound chair. A interface limited, and a diaba, Bomadia. Now from 0274 999999, and our website www.interfacelimited.com.
Yes, DBS Industries has done it again. We have taken the lead by introducing the newest Colorlink Plus roofing sheets. It comes with 20-year warranty against fading.
Hold on a second. Did you say 20-year warranty against fading?
Yes. In addition, it has self-clean properties, meaning it has the ability to clean dirt that settles on it, making your roof look beautiful at all times.
This DBS offer is super cool.
Get your Colorlink Plus roofing sheet for your roof today. Look out for Colorlink imprint on our sheets. Locate DBS Limited in Kumasi on the Kumasi Accra Road at Adakwajachi opposite Kwamo Guel filling station. Call our hotline on 050-600-4141 or 0543-286-637. Visit our other